Salute and welcome to the Stories and Cocktails podcast, where you'll enjoy an entertaining short story from acclaimed humor columnist Rob Kreider. Storytime is the family portion of the show. Then we move on from the stories to the cocktails. This is where the alcohol and the not safe for work portion of the show takes over, as Rob and his wife /editor /muse Sara Kreider partake in some adult beverages and provide you with a behind the scenes recap of what really inspired the original story. Put your feet up, relax, and enjoy yourself a round of stories and cocktails. Cheers.
This story is called Quiz Night by Rob Kreider. Hey, that's me. Local pubs have started hosting quiz nights. Patrons can show up, overpay for an IPA, and then test their IQs on hard-hitting world trivia. Like, when did MC Hammer release the hit single, You Can't Touch This? For the record, it was 1990. Do you want to know how I remember this? It's obvious. I'm clearly a genius when it comes to pop culture, and anyone would be lucky and honored to have me on their pub trivia team. My wife does not share the same opinion about my quiz night prowess. She thinks I'm an idiot. It could be argued that she knows I'm an idiot. She has lived with me for more than 2 decades, so she sees that I'm wrong every single day. I put the dishes away in the wrong place. I put the groceries away in the wrong place. I put the dirty laundry in the wrong place. You mean laundry doesn't go on the floor? Because she spends most of her waking hours telling me I'm doing it wrong, she has zero confidence in my ability to know anything. My wife has grossly underestimated me. Sure, I don't know where the dishes, groceries, or laundry goes because I don't care about those things. In fact, I've spent years convincing her I'm a worthless person around the house, so she'll do all the housework for me. This has worked flawlessly. And currently I'm not even allowed in the area of real estate at my house that is known as my own kitchen. But knowing where a colander goes, in the cabinet above the stove, second shelf, has nothing to do with knowing the titles of at least 5 songs on Nirvana's album Nevermind. Smells Like Teen Spirit, In Bloom, Come As You Are, Lithium, On a Plane. Even though I'm not worth a damn around the house, I'm the guy you want at the bar when it's time for trivia. To quote Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones, I drink and I know things. That is what I do. I was also a DJ in college, so I know a lot about bands, and I'm handy to have around for music trivia. Pick me. Some new friends of ours, who don't know us very well, invited my wife and I to a Geeks Who Drink event where teams of people compete via random trivia questions for pub domination. The winner of the event gets their entire bar tab paid for. On paper, the whole thing seemed like a fun thing to do socially. However, these new friends of ours didn't know my wife thinks I'm a Nimrod. They also didn't know that my wife and I are extremely competitive against each other and should never be placed in the same team. First thing first in pub trivia, every team needs a name. That name should be clever and funny. Since I consider myself quite clever and funny, when the rest of the team wasn't paying attention, I wrote down the team name. Sorry, I brought the wife. My wife didn't think it was funny and gave me a look of, really? Other team names I've mentioned were Team Quiz in My Pants and Team Better Late Than Pregnant. I was determined to beat those fools. Team Sorry I Brought the Wife huddled around our table, sipping beers we were hoping not to have to pay for, eager to hear the first question. The first question was music related, and it was an easy one. I was elated because, as I stated before, to anyone who will listen, I was a DJ in college. I immediately began to yell out the answer to my teammates. The only problem was, even though I clearly gave them the correct answer, nobody was acknowledging the fact that I had already provided the answer. They were still debating different wrong answers, and nobody was writing my absolutely, no doubt in my mind, factual correct answer. This annoyed me. I told them, I know the band that released the 2006 album Stadium Arcadium because I was a DJ in college. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Pick up the pencil and write it down. I don't want to lose to those nerds from Quiz in My Pants. Rule number 1 in Geeks Who Drink. You are not allowed to use your smartphone for the answers. It is a Google-free zone. Yes, millennials, don't even bother showing up. For answers, you have to rely on your own memory or the memory of your teammates. Maybe one teammate in particular, who was a DJ in college and knows a lot about music. After what felt like forever, I heard my wife say, I think it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The rest of the group nodded their heads and then they wrote it down. They wrote down the same answer I gave them 3 minutes before. The process was super annoying. The next few questions I had the answers to as well. After a while, the rest of Team Sorry I Brought the Wife started to trust me more and I earned their respect. even if that respect didn't come from my wife, whom I love. The next question was about the Middle East, and I knew the answer. I told them, write down Palestine. It's Palestine. My wife, who I was clearly outscoring, finally had it. Don't write that down. He doesn't know anything about Palestine. I know it's the answer. We live in the same house. If I don't know it, then you don't know it. Don't write it down. He's guessing. I leave the house, I know stuff. You don't leave the house and go all the way to Palestine, so I seriously doubt you have the answer. Stop bullying the rest of the team. I'm not bullying our team. I'm giving them the right answer, and it's Palestine. Write it down. The answer was Jordan. By the way, the official score, my team finished second to last and had a bar tab of $83.52, which I paid for.
Okay, folks, it's time to pop that top and let's get to those cocktails.
Hey, welcome to Stories and Cocktails podcast, coming to you live on tape from Denver, Colorado. We saw the Las Vegas Raiders smash the Denver Broncos yesterday. It was awesome.
Yes, it was.
We were two silver and black in a ocean of orange of a rowdy group of home fans.
Yeah.
And they talked shit right into my right ear the entire fucking game.
I couldn't even get away from the shit talking when I went to the bathroom. Like, I went to the bathroom and women were just talking shit to me. Like...
Yeah, tell me about that, because you mentioned yesterday, I thought they were just like, oh, we're going to beat you or whatever. They were like talking shit to you.
Oh, no, like right to my face. Like, I'm standing in line. The lines at Bronco Stadium were like insane. I mean, Bronco Stadium was nice. It was beautiful.
70,000 seats and 4 toilets.
Yeah, no, they just really missed the mark when they put the toilets
Listen,
in.
Denver, Colorado, people have to go pee, especially if you feed them fucking beers all game.
Yeah.
And let them tailgate in front of the place, getting shit-faced drunk and talking trash about the Raiders. They're going to have to use more than 4 toilets.
So I'm standing in line, and I'm wearing Raiders shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've got my Raiders t-shirt on. I've got a Raiders necklace on. Now, granted, I didn't have a Raiders hat, but I had a black hat. I had a black sweatshirt. Like,
You're representing.
Was Raiders. And I'm standing there, and they're like, oh, are you a Raiders fan? I'm like, no, I'm a fucking Broncos fan who wore a bunch of Raiders shit to the game. Like, what do you think? Like, don't ask stupid questions, you know?
Right.
Then they go like this, I'm sorry. Like, and then like kind of like roll their eyes, and it was so bitchy. And this was right after we had like, the first offensive
possession and
we scored. So it's 7-0. And I'm sorry. And that I'm like, why are you apologizing? Like, are you not watching the same fucking game as I? Like, have you been in this line the entire time? You haven't seen the first 7 minutes of this game?
Where you guys decided to do an onside kick and you fucked it up and gave us the ball on the 45-yard line in the first possession? Big mistake.
Then she takes it a step further and she's like, well, where are you from? Like, I'm from California. And so you're kind of just stuck then. It's like a Raider for life kind of thing. Like, as if I'm not capable of critical thinking and I can't change my fucking mind. You know what I mean? So I was like,
I don't have a neck tattoo that says Raiders on it. I mean, I could change teams. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I didn't do I was like, yeah, I know we get jumped in at a really young age, and I'm part of the nation.
Blood in, blood out.
Yeah, the Raider Nation for life.
Can't get out.
Yeah, but the best part, so we're waiting in line, and this woman is just shitting all over me the entire time, like, pun intended, because we're in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Then we go into the stalls kind of at the same time, and we come out at the same time, and we go to wash our hands. I mean, so Broncos fans, Raiders fans, we're both cleanly, and we go to wash our hands, and one soap dispenser is empty, and then the second soap dispenser is dead, and the third soap dispenser, because there's only 3 soap dispensers, because there's only 4 toilets.
3 soap dispensers, only one works.
The third one finally works. So she says, and she's a Broncos fan, and she's like, oh, I can't believe this. Like, they're already, the soap dispensers are already out, or we're down to 1 soap dispenser. It's the beginning of the game. And here's where I, like, kind of got my revenge, because I looked at her and I said, actually, it's the beginning of the season. Like, this is the first quarter of the first game of the season. So how you like the Broncos now? Like, the Broncos organization, they can't even fucking fill the soap dispensers with soap. So then the paper towels also didn't work, and my hands were wet. Like you shake. So then I did like a really bitchy thing, and I was like, and I just kind of like shook my wet hands at her. They were clean.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I had just used the soap in the one
You threw
dispenser.
little Raider washed hands at her?
I did, and I was like, oh, you guys are out of fucking paper towels too. And then I just walked away.
Jesus.
And I didn't tell you that part yesterday.
No, that's shitty, man.
I know.
But we were leading most of that game.
Raiders fans were known to be kind of shitty, though. You know what I mean? Like, we get a lot of penalties on the field. it turns out we sort of act like assholes off the field too.
We just run around their home field just like screaming, Raiders! It's even as a Raider fan, I'm like, God, even in Vegas when we do it, like just running around the fucking casinos for a week before the game, Raiders! I'm just like, okay.
It's how you find your people though. You know, and you're right. It's like a Wednesday before the game, and that's what I love about the Raiders being in Vegas now. I mean, I loved when they were in Oakland, but exactly, you're sitting in the middle of the Wynn Casino. You know, it's a Wednesday, and somebody just does the nation's call. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And you can also find our group if you're looking just for a short group of Hispanic men with neck tattoos and very heavy set wives. That's also the nation.
Yes.
True, yeah.
I
But,
like it.
if I'm going to be in a fight, that's the fucking nation you want to be on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are going to win that fight.
100%. I love it. I do. I love it. I love that I was in a bar once on a Sunday, and I was like, hey, you know, do you guys have Bud Light? And he's like, no. He's like, we're trying to get away from that whole like Raiders crowd, you know, Sunday football. So I'm sorry, we don't serve Bud Light. And I was like, that's cool. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, hey, are you guys going to turn on some football games? And they're like, yeah, you know, like, which one are you looking at? I'm like, the fucking Raiders.
The fucking
game.
Raiders.
Yeah. And even though it's like shitty, I kind of love it because I'm like, fuck you. I'm a fucking Raiders fan. Give me a goddamn Bud Light. Put the Raiders game on. And
Well, you don't meet the demographic for Raiders fan.
but I like it.
Yeah, you do like that part of it, for sure.
So at Bronco Stadium, we learned they have like a little culture.
Yeah, a little
right?
like thing they do.
They have a little thing they do.
Yeah.
So what they do is, and the guy sitting next to us, the old guy on your side,
Super nice guy.
and then the young guy on my side, both really nice Broncos fans. They both told us they only do it on third down, but then they lied because then they just fucking did it the entire game.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime the opposing team throws an incomplete pass,
Drop the pass.
They yell. The entire stadium, 70,000 people minus about 10 Raiders fans, yell, incomplete.
Yeah, in unison.
In
Loud.
unison.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. And then the announcer even gets into it. So then like there will be an incomplete pass and the announcer will say, and that pass was, and then
incomplete.
So now, I don't know. Were we up at this point? It was fourth quarter.
Oh, we were up.
We were up. We were up.
You were feeling your oats at this point.
Okay, so
we're about to win this fucking game.
It was the last, this was Denver's last
drive, their last shot.
effort.
Yeah.
They're going to try to
salvage this shit.
Salvage the game, yeah. And I've been hearing that bullshit incomplete the entire day. And you and I are Insta locals, you know what I mean?
We're like, oh, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, this is fun. This is like a fun thing that you guys do. Like, we don't do this at Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, I've never seen this before.
And so then, Denver threw an incomplete pass, and I yelled, incomplete.
Yeah, you were a audience of one at that point.
Oh my God, that woman in front of us that had been so nice and so pleasant for 4 quarters, I thought she was gonna claw my eyes out.
Well, it was funny watching two like Karens, like two white women just fucking look like they're gonna fight each other in the middle of a fucking game. Like she looked back at you like you just spit in her infant's eye. Like
I know.
Was gonna fucking kill you. She was pissed.
But earlier we had been like sort of complimentary to each other. Like we had given each other like kind of like a look and a nod, like, oh, it's cute. You got like some orange bling. She's like, oh, I like the black and silver thing that you're doing. I'm like, oh, look, you got little Broncos nails going on. You know, you got glitter on your hat. Like
girl props.
Represent. Yeah. And
look,
so
girl, you looking good.
So we're like, hey, you know what? We're on
a couple of older white ladies.
Yeah, like we're on different teams, but we can still respect each other.
We're here for the NFL.
Yeah. Aren't we lucky, you know? But then yeah, when I yelled incomplete and they were down and we were obviously gonna win the game. Whew,
Well, you missed it because she got pissy with you. Then the next time we had the ball, we threw an incomplete pass. And then the whole stadium does their incomplete thing, right? And everyone's screaming it out, but she turned it around and screamed it at you. And you missed it.
Oh.
I was like, oh, boy. Someone's going to get their hair pulled out. It's going to be really ugly here in a second. Because that was a rowdy crowd. And the guy behind me just screamed the entire time we were leading. Raiders suck! I fucking hate the fucking Raiders! And I'm like, sir, based on the transitive properties, we suck. And we're beating you. You really suck. So when you're losing to the Raiders, you probably want to roll it back a little bit. Just a notch on the Raiders suck. I fucking hate the Raiders.
Then I think I even heard him, and I didn't correct him, and maybe I'm wrong, but I swear I heard him tell them tell the Raiders to go back to Oakland.
Oh no, he was actually very, very funny. He's like, go back to Oakland. And the next time he'd be like, go back to LA. Then let's go back to Vegas. Like he's like, go back to all the fucking cities you've been to.
Oh, okay. So
he hated us.
It wasn't like he was.
He wasn't incorrect about where we were from.
Okay, he was just doing like a shtick.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
he's-
you Raiders, you guys just bounce all over the
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
Like,
go back to LA.
you guys have no
Go
loyalty.
back to Oakland. Go back to Vegas. You don't belong here. Welcome to fucking Denver. You suck. I'm like, sir, the score currently is 17-16. So that's not good for you guys.
Okay. Okay, so I do want you to get to the story.
Okay.
But then I also, I went on a little adventure this morning without you.
did.
I went on a little walkabout, and I also want to tell you about that.
Well, I napped while you went on a walkabout.
No,
so
yeah, I know. You took your mid-morning nap.
it was wonderful.
You fought me on it. You
I did.
You were like a 3-year-old who's like outgrowing your naps. They're like, I'm not going to nap. I'm like, yes, you are. It's time for your mid-morning nap. Like
you don't tell me.
like you were up at 7 and you're like, well, I know, but I slept 9 hours. My CPAP machine recorded it. I'm well rested. I'm like, you know what? We've had breakfast. We read a little bit. Like we did some Wordle. I'm like, you're tired. It's time for you to take your mid-morning nap. And you were all morning. You were just so stubborn. You just had your tongue out, just like, like, no, I'm not
ready to
napping.
seize the day.
Exactly. Like I don't know what your
I'm gonna go
problem
see
is.
Colorado.
Yeah. And at around 9:15, you were like, yeah, you know what? I think that mid-morning nap is a good idea. Like, and you're like, you weren't right, but I am gonna take a nap.
I'll decide when I'm going to nap. You don't tell me when to nap.
So while you were,
I took a wonderful nap, by the way.
no, I know you did.
Naps are the best.
So while you were napping, I got ready and I went out on a little adventure. It turns out we're only a block from Ross. So
How exciting for you.
oh, it was exciting. Well, because it's colder than we thought it was going to be. We've got the Denver Rockies game tonight.
Yep.
And last night we actually came home a little bit early because we were cold. I mean, we didn't know it was going to be this cold. I mean, we're
We're
only
from California. We're stupid.
we're a mile high. We didn't understand how quickly the weather changes when you're a mile up above sea level.
I mean, it is fall.
So, so I needed jeans. I didn't have any jeans. So I went out by myself to get jeans. And I hate shopping. So the first thing I did is I took an empty water bottle and I put a shitload of vodka in it. And then I went straight to the Starbucks. I got myself an iced tea and I just dumped. I'm like, oh, this tea is a little too sweet. I'm going to water it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't want people looking at me like, what is she doing? I'm like, I'm just watering down the
This
iced
is how
tea.
alcoholics do it, folks.
Oh, yeah. So, but it's because I hate shopping. And I knew that I would enjoy shopping a little more or hate it a little less if I just had like a little buzz on, So I got my Starbucks. I found Ross. I thought I was going to be stuck at Target.
You have your vodka bucks.
I've got my vodka bucks. Yeah, I thought I was going to be stuck at Target, but I found a Ross, so that was a score. Now, women's jeans, they come in different cuts, like high-waisted, low-waisted, And then now they've started this like mom jeans bullshit. They also have boyfriend jeans. So I found a bunch of
boyfriend jeans.
yeah. So
It's
I
like
found
a men's cut.
yeah. So I found a bunch of boyfriend jeans, and I take them in the dressing room, and I'm trying them on, and they fit everywhere. They won't button. Right. So on like the third pair, and I know it's my size, and I've actually gotten different size. And so they get bigger everywhere else. They still won't button. They get smaller everywhere else. Obviously they won't button. Now, because when I'm in the dressing rooms, like my go-to is self-loathing. You know what I mean? Just years of experience. You don't deserve new clothes. You're fucking ugly.
You don't even deserve Ross clothes.
You don't even deserve Ross. These jeans cost $7.99 on sale. You don't even deserve them. You can't button them. You're a piece of shit. But because these are boyfriend cuts and I can't button them, I'm like, this boyfriend cut, this won't fit around menopause middle. I'm like,
Maybe the style is to leave the top button undone.
and I couldn't even get them zipped, dude. Like these boyfriend jeans, it didn't even matter if I was in there with like a size like 32.
So it wasn't a beer gut boyfriend. It was like a fucking stout, like 6-pack ab boyfriend. kind of
Yeah.
situation. Okay.
And it's so
Whose
then,
boyfriend has? Who's got that boyfriend?
So then, because my default is self-loathing, I'm like, well, of course you can't fit boyfriend jeans because you have menopause middle. You don't deserve a fucking boyfriend.
Yeah, especially when you have a husband who's napping.
Women who are your shape, they don't get boyfriends. They have husbands if they're still lucky,
Beer
or
belly husbands were
ex-husbands.
sleeping it off.
Yeah. So I went out and they're like, "Are you finding everything okay?" And I'm like, "Well, do you guys have like maybe like some husband cut jeans?"
Nice.
And-
Beer belly action.
And I'm like, I know like a lot of women my age are divorced, so maybe even like an ex-husband cut might fit, or
Nice.
like my brother does a lot of Bumble hookups that turn into friends later. Do you have that style of jeans? Like that would be more age appropriate. And I was really cracking myself up because now
Very original.
now the vodka Starbucks is kicking in.
The
You know what I
vodka
mean?
bucks, yeah.
Yeah. And she's just looking at me and she's just like, lady, this is Ross. Like, I didn't even ask you if you're finding everything okay, because we don't give a shit. If
Yeah,
you're
she's like,
finding.
I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about you.
She's just like, you tried on these things. Can you bring them back out to me? And can you get the fuck out of my face? And I'm like, okay.
Well, honey, what you didn't remember is that it's Monday and you're day drinking, and this person has a job. She had to get up and get showered and go to fucking work at Ross.
Yeah.
And so while you're just gallivanting around the country, seeing 2 different sports in 2 different days in a city you don't even live in, fucking drinking vodka out of a Starbucks cup, going like, hey, here's a funny little quip. You got any ex-husband jeans? She's like,
I thought it was so fucking funny.
bitch, fuck off.
No, I thought my jokes were making her day more enjoyable.
Oh, you're like, I'm going to raise up the level of everybody's
Yeah.
happiness in this fucking Ross.
Yeah, no, and like, it's probably pretty monotonous, just day in, day out, hanging up clothes,
Right.
putting them. And what they do at Ross is if it's a size 8, they don't put it in the size 8 like slot,
They're not paid for that.
That's like a little joke they play on us. They put the 8s in the 12s, they put the 12s in the
You
2s.
got to really work.
Oh yeah, it's a total shit show. You know what I mean? So she's busy doing her monotonous job of
Putting shit in the wrong
putting
section.
shit right. And I thought that I was uplifting her day. I was like spreading joy.
Did you now?
Oh yeah, I was like, hey,
Wow,
let me
nice.
tell you some jokes for your fucking effort.
Wow. That is, I don't know why she wasn't just laughing in hysterics. And
She wasn't.
I'm surprised she didn't quit her job and go back to school.
No, and I actually expected her to like call over like some of her other Ross friends. You know what I mean? Like this was like the dressing room attendant. I expected her to like grab like the underwear attendant and hey, Shelly, come on over here for a minute. You got to listen to this chick's
Did you think
jokes."
maybe they'd put you in the corner, like turn the lights down, give you a stool and a microphone? Like,
I
okay,
did.
look, she's got a whole bit right now. We're
No,
gonna
I
hear
did.
it.
I was like this. I was like, well, my daughter is a stand-up comedian.
Live on stage
know?
in the corner of Ross in Denver, Colorado. It's Sarah Kreider talking about mom jeans.
Yes. I really thought that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that didn't come
I
together
was like,
for
I
you.
might not be able to find a pair of jeans that fit, but I'm gonna find like, I don't know, 4 or 5 new fans. You know what I
Fucking
mean?
For sure, man.
Yeah. And I
Fucking follow me on Facebook, Sarah Kreider.
I just got like a lot of like, ma'am, if you're not gonna purchase those, I'd like to hang them back up. It's a size 10. I'll be sure to put those in the
We don't actually
size
allow you to
4
drink in this
section.
establishment either.
Yeah. Well, and then the tea kicks in because tea is like such a diuretic. So then I was like, hey, by the way, do you guys have a bathroom? And they're like, no, we're a Ross in the middle of a very, very, very busy city
With a lot
with
of
a
homeless
lot of
motherfuckers.
homeless motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So no, we don't have a bathroom for the public. I'm like, I'm not the public. I'm a paying customer. I'm gonna buy some husband jeans. And
At
they're
least
like,
$7 worth.
they're like, no, you're not. We don't even have husband jeans. Just get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was my experience while you were sleeping.
Well, you
Look
sounds
at what
like
you miss out on.
I know you lived like a whole life while I was napping.
I did. You're napping, and I'm like starting a whole like Ross comedy
Yeah,
career.
I was dreaming
and-
about things that will make you angry. So I'm like, what I need to do with the car? If I buy these tires, I think there's an event in October I can go to, and yeah, it would just cause you all kinds of stress. So that's what I was doing while you were shopping at Ross.
All right, let's talk about the story.
Yes, the
'cause
story.
The story is a good one.
It is. So it's called Quiz Night, published October 25th, 2017 in the Santa Maria Sun. I'm drinking some orange juice with some coconut water and some Captain Morgan vanilla
Nope.
cherry.
Vodka.
No.
Vanilla vodka today.
Oh, vanilla vodka today.
Yeah.
It is so good. And
Isn't it
because
delicious?
because as coconut water, I feel like my hangover from yesterday is going away.
Yeah.
'Cause I did drink heavily after the game in celebration of the Raiders win at Rockies Mile High Stadium.
Not
Rockies,
Rockies
but
is what we're
Denver.
seeing tonight.
Who
Denver.
cares?
I know, who cares?
Fucking Denver.
So I'm drinking. I came back and I had a little bit of tea left in my Starbucks that I had put the vanilla vodka in. And then you were like, let's podcast. And I made you a drink. And then I just poured the rest of the orange juice and the rest of the coconut water and some more vodka into my tea. So I have like orange juice, tea.
Nice.
But it's like a big mix, but
Yeah,
it's
it is. It looks
very
good.
delicious.
And it feels good. It feels good right now because people are at work and we're
Yeah.
drinking and doing a show about drinking.
Now, before we talk about the story and how competitive we are,
Yes. I
And-
did win at Wordle today.
motherfucker.
I did lose at Connect 4 last night.
I just want to clarify. It's just been on my mind. I was walking through the city and I was just like thinking, I'm like, Were you a DJ in college?
I was a DJ in college.
Okay. Okay.
KCPR 91.3,
I
left of
thought
your
you
dial,
were.
Cal Poly Radio.
But then I also thought like maybe I was remembering it wrong. So
I had my own show from 1
Yeah.
a.m. to 4 a.m., I think on Tuesday nights.
So I did. I was like, okay, note to self: when you get back to the hotel, the first thing you're gonna do is pee because you're about to pee your pants, and then
Yep.
you're gonna just
And make another drink.
you're gonna clarify, you're gonna confirm that your husband was a DJ in college.
Yes. So this is the thing about the story, and I don't know if I really got it really in the story about how competitive we are in regards to like mental capacity and
Oh, yeah.
intelligence, right?
I mean, you dropped in there like Wordle, Connect Four.
Yeah. We've been battling all week, right?
Yeah.
So we've been to a number of quiz nights. We have been
Oh, we're the
on the
worst.
same team. It's a mistake.
It is.
It's a mistake. We only want to compete with each other.
We do.
We don't give a fuck about anybody else in the room. One time we were on a brew tour through Portland, Oregon on Brewvana, and at the end there was a like quiz night thing, right? And the winning team got like a bunch of shit. We were on the team that won. We
no,
won,
and this was just you and me.
but we didn't care.
No, but this was just you and me. So this wasn't like we had our friend. We weren't a team. We were just a duo. It was you and me. That's it.
Right.
And yeah, they start asking us questions, and we're competing with each other. Yeah.
We're keeping score of like, okay, you think you know number 2, so I'm going to give you, that's a S for Sarah. We're scoring like the 10 questions, who answered which one.
Yeah.
And then we get our score, we win. They're like, you guys won. We're like, no, I need to know what the answers were so
Yeah.
I can know who outscored the other person. I'm like,
I need
No,
the
but
answer key.
here's some sunglasses and a necklace and a free beer. I'm like, fuck all that. Where's the answer key? We need to know who actually won all this shit because I think I fucking won.
Oh, yeah, no, because we were definitely like, look, we already know we beat all these fuckers on the tour.
Yeah,
with
that
us.
was easy.
Yeah, like, I mean, we spent this whole day with these fuckers. We already know we beat them.
Yeah, they're dumb.
But now we need to know inside this winning team
Which
who
one is
beat-
the
like,
mental
who
giant?
is the MVP
Yeah.
in this-
MVP of
in
the
this
Brewvana
team?
pub crawls,
So
trivia
we're
at
like,
the end.
number 2, he thought it was a Hefeweizen, and I thought it was a Pilsner. What was the right fucking answer? And they're just like, the tour is over. I'm
Please leave.
fucking done with
They
you guys.
literally said like, it's done. You guys can go.
Yeah, they're like, here's your prize. Here's your prizes. We're not giving you any
I
more.
don't even think we got the prize. Like, fuck these prizes. What is
Yeah.
the answer?
Or like, no, wait, we can't fit this in our fucking luggage. Just what are the answers?
Who is the winner?
Okay,
Yes.
so that tour though. Do you remember that tour when we all had to meet each other? Oh, so this was in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
It's called Brewvana. It was really good. It was a walking tour, and we walked to I don't know what, like maybe 5-6 breweries.
Yes, and what the greatest thing in the world was, they give you a necklace made of pretzels. And it's the greatest thing I've ever happened in my life. It's literally the greatest thing about my life. I got to wear pretzels around my neck, and you would eat the pretzels to clean your palate before you tasted more drinks.
But that's not what you did. So they gave us the pretzel necklace,
I'm
and
so excited.
and they said it was like a lei of pretzels, and they did say the pretzels are to clean your palate between each tasting. By the time they told us that, though, you had eaten your entire pretzel necklace. You were just sitting there
And
like,
some of yours.
yeah, and you just were like, and there was like crumbs flying out of your
Like,
mouth.
is this sexy? Or I
And-
just eat a pretzel off of your
And
neck?
you were like, oh, I thought this was just like lunch. Like I'm supposed to save this, and they're like, yes, we're going to 6 breweries. You're supposed to eat a pretzel in between each tasting, and you're like, oh.
I'm going to
okay.
need another
So then,
necklace.
yeah. So then you looked at me, and you're like, can I have some of your necklace to clean my palate?
So
but,
good.
but we started that.
So in your defense, this is why you're like, I'm not going to be your partner in trivia. You're a fucking idiot. I'm like, look, I don't understand necklaces made of pretzels, but I know about Nirvana.
Then that's true. You do come in clutch when it's music.
Yes.
So no, but back to that tour, we did that tour in the very, very, very beginning of the tour. The tour guide's like, okay, let's all get to know each other. Let's all go around. And there were probably, I don't know, like 20 of us maybe
Yeah,
in that
it was
walking
super
tour.
fun.
And they're like, hey, everybody say your name, say where you're from, and say what your favorite beer is. Because it's a beer tour. So everyone
Through craft breweries in
right
Portland.
in Portland, Oregon. So everyone goes around. And then they come to me and I'm like, my name is Sarah. I'm from Fresno, California. My favorite beer is Bud Light. And everyone in the group looked at me like I had said I was from fucking Mars. You know, they're just like, what? Oh my God.
Get
So
off
then-
the tour.
No, but then I became like sort of like the mascot of the tour. They were like, oh, we're gonna change your mind. We're
Yes,
gonna.
that's right. They're like, this bitch over here likes Bud Light. Give her something
Yeah,
else.
no.
We're gonna teach her about
they
beer today.
And they were like, oh, in Fresno, they don't have other beers. And I'm like, no, we have beer. Like
We actually have a pretty
beers.
good beer culture there.
Yeah, and I've been other places besides Fresno. Like, I just really, really, really like.
I prefer the taste of water.
And then they're looking at you like I'm a liar. They're looking at you and they're like, so
Didn't marry so good.
yeah, no. And then there's like, so like, does she drink a lot of wine or something? Is she new to beer? And you're like, no, she fucking hates wine. She loves beer. She loves Bud Light. I'm like, but I mean, you what? And then they're starting to look at you like, oh,
But I don't think they really got my answer because I had so many fucking pretzels in my mouth. I'm like,
You're all
Bud Light.
But then they're like, oh, this is one of those situations.
He's
like,
special.
You keep her in the basement. And she's not allowed out. You just give her Bud Light. She doesn't even know. Anyway, yeah, or you're special. Who knows what they thought about us? But I became.
The funny part is we won that fucking
That's
trivia.
true.
Regardless if they thought we were dumb,
I
we
became
won.
their special project. So we would all.
The ultimate insult because the Bud Light drinker won the
won
fucking like craft brew pub quiz.
But we'd walk to a brewery and they would give us like a flight at the brewery and we'd all drink like our 5 beers or whatever. And they would like tell us like how the brews were made.
It's funny. Every time we go there, you're like, we don't get a 6th beer? I'm like, more pretzels? like basically the only thing we could ask, like, it's only 5? No more pretzels?
But when I say I became everyone's special project, I'm just drinking like the 5 beers. You know, oh, I like that one. Oh, number 4 is good. And oh, I like the amber. And oh, you know, this is cool. Like this is sour.
This is hop forward.
Yeah, this is good. And then everyone would look at me and they're like, oh, you like number 4? Yeah, no, I like number 4. It's a nice amber. It's, you know, it tastes really good. Okay, so is it better than Bud Light? I'm like, no. So then they would like get disappointed, like, oh shit, we still haven't fixed her. Like, okay, the next brewery. So I was just like, hey, everybody, can you just fuck off and let me just enjoy my flight and stop trying to fix me? I don't need to be everybody's project. Just enjoy your own goddamn brewery tour. Anyways, after that, I heard that now when they start the tour, they don't ask people what their favorite beers are.
Yeah, they had to change the whole tour for you.
Yeah, they just say, like, where are you from and what's your name?
The rules of the tour are, and this is not a joke, the first rule should be, if you like Bud Light, get the fuck out of here. But the second rule is, please don't throw up.
Yeah.
Because there was a bus that took us to one part, and they're like, if you throw up on the bus, it's like a $300 cleaning fee. Do not throw up on the bus.
Well, and
And sir, please stop eating the pretzels.
it was so dumb because, as I recall, we walked to like 5 breweries and then they put us on a bus to take us to the 6th brewery. It's like, hey, dumbasses, put us on the bus first. Then you don't have to worry about people puking on the bus.
Duh.
The bus should be the first thing.
Now, they wanted to end, I think it was Rogue that we ended at. That's where they had the trivia and stuff. So we had to bus to Rogue.
Yeah, that's where we won the contest. And to this day, we do not know who the MVP of our team was.
I know.
I'm pretty sure it was me.
It's Palestine.
So you do get, so in trivia, there are things that you know. Like, I mean, you do know 90s music because you were a DJ in college in the 90s. And your wealth of knowledge in music.
I also wrote a zine. I was in a
seems to
fucking
span
band. I was
back.
all about it.
It spans back at least through the 80s and into the aughts. Like, it really does. You got like a good 30-year span of music knowledge. You're good with some movies, not all. So there is a point where you shine. But what you do then is you just sort of become the bully. You become the team bully, where you're just like, it's fucking Palestine. And you think that we get points for speed, I guess, because you're just like, write it down. It's fucking Palestine. And then you'll like steal the notepad and the paper and you have the worst handwriting and you'll write Palestine. I've been to many, many trivia nights with you where you started doing this. You started bringing your own notepad.
Because I'm
notepad.
I'm like, fuck the team.
Yeah.
I'm going to write down all my own
And
answers.
I'm going to score myself.
I'll score myself, and then we'll see how the team fucking did
So
versus how I fucking
You
did.
scribble in your answers with your bad fucking handwriting, and you're mad at all of us because we're like, wait, is it Palestine or is it Jordan?
Is it Philistine? What did you even write?
But we are having a discussion, or even with music, there's time. We can have a discussion.
I already said it's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And I'm like,
RHCP.
we don't get any points for speed. So there's no reason for you to get so angry at us while we're all sort of collaborating. And then there might be like a moment where like, oh yeah, no, I remember that movie. You know, that was the one with Jason Statham. That one was so great. And oh, do you remember? I don't think that's the answer. But we're socializing. We're having a little bit of
I
fun.
don't want to socialize.
And you,
I want to win.
exactly.
Fucking, what are we here for?
You're over there. You're over there with your own scorecard.
I forgot I started doing my own scorecard.
I forgot you had done
But
that
we
too.
did it on purpose because like that kept me quiet. Because I'm like, at least
It
I
did.
shut up long enough to write my
No,
own score down.
I had to do that because so our friends that we would go with, that this got like we really started doing a lot of quiz nights with, we would go with Cabina and Logan. And Cabina was an elementary school teacher, so she had like phenomenal penmanship. So she was always like our team scribe because she had the best.
I just yelled at her for 2 hours.
penmanship. And you did. And so I would tell you, because this time I know you were a lieutenant, because I had to reach over to you and say, you're not the lieutenant of Cabina. Like, you're not at work right now. Stop bossing her around. She is not going to write Palestine.
But in my job, when I look over at a female staffer, I'm like, write down Palestine. They fucking just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I'm at the quiz show, I'm like, it's Palestine. Why aren't you picking up the pencil? Why aren't you writing P? You are fucking fired.
You would do that. So I forgot that I had this like intervention moment where I'm like, okay, we're going to lose our friends and we're not going to be invited to trivia night anymore. And so that's where we came up with the idea.
We have never
your
been asked
own-
back to be at trivia with
You-
the same group of friends. We've
you
gone to
got-
multiple trivia with multiple friends. No one's asked us back.
No, we went a couple of times with Cabina and Logan. They
Really?
they moved away. That's why we didn't get to go.
No, they
And then there was
realized we suck.
COVID. But you did. I had to give you your own pencil and paper so that you would just be.
I'm like a 5-year-old at a
Be
restaurant, like
quiet.
just color in the shit on the menu.
Well, but then you would do like some angry writing where you weren't like writing on the paper. You were like carving into the paper. And you were just like,
Palestine.
you were like, these fuckers don't know Nirvana. And you're just like carving in Nirvana. And we're still talking about it. We're like, well, I don't know. Was that
I don't know. It was a Seattle Sound. Was it
like,
Soundgarden?
Was that Pearl Jam? Or was
How
that...
can you say that?
I know.
How could you say Pearl Jam? They're not even close to being the same.
So you would get really angry. That's why we gave you your own pad of paper. Like,
No, like
you write what you
as
think
much
down.
as I think I'm really good at quiz nights, I know I'm a big fucking problem at a quiz night.
And you would bring this like sort of like air of authority because you spent all day at work just bossing everyone around. You would start bossing us around at
I'm
trivia
the boss
night.
of trivia night.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. If it's a music trivia, call me on the side. Even though you're not supposed to have your phone out. If it has anything to do with anything else, you don't want me there. Sarah's pretty smart. She's
Well,
got very good math skills.
No, so we really got into trivia. We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
But
We were doing it up in Reading too.
Yeah, no, we would seek it out. It seemed like we kind of got off of it. I mean, during
Well,
COVID,
COVID shut it
'cause,
down.
Yeah, the bars.
But
shut
right
down
before
and
COVID, we were fucking
we were
the
going
bar
all the time.
Yeah.
And we would actually do pretty good. Like it would be like pop culture. It would be like music. There might be, a little bit of, I don't know, just general knowledge or whatever. And then
Geopolitical shit would come.
yes, I mean, we would go into like the third round in first place every single time. And then they would be like, now the subject is for round number 4. We're
The
doing
Middle East.
yeah, or geography, specifically the Middle East. And we'd be like, oh, God damn it, we're fucked. And we would go from like first place to 27th place.
What I love about it is when you roll in and you start sizing other teams. You're like, okay, there's a
Yeah.
fucking nerd over there. Look at that fucking dude. That got a beard and beer gut and a Dungeons and Dragons t-shirt. He's probably going to win.
Yeah.
And we have here's what I will say I'm good at. I can almost always spot the winning team when I roll up. I'm like, if we don't win, it's going to be these fucking nerds over here. These fucking
okay.
nerds are going to win.
But you're making fun of them.
And they're kind of overweight.
But you're
nerdy,
always
but they're
you,
fucking smart.
So you do that. You always go like, oh, it's this table of nerds over here, and I'm like, I don't know. I see the 8 people. They have 7 friends. That's 7 more friends than you and I have. Like we're over here like a team of like 2. Maybe we can like talk my brother into coming. But the one time we talked my brother into coming, he was so fucking drunk. He was just a distraction. Like he was no help. So we're a team of, one time we talked Gus into coming.
He was good.
He was good.
So when we brought our son Gus in, he was filling the void that we didn't have.
But he was so he hates beer, and these are almost always at breweries, and he hates people, and he's just generally like kind of a malcontent. So even though he was so good, he just brought like a really bad energy.
So he's got a negative energy. I'm screaming and yelling at the table.
Well, and then
Yeah,
he gets
it's a
to a
lot.
point. He gets to a point where he doesn't really care about winning. He doesn't care if the bill is paid because the bill's already going to be paid by us.
Mom
you know
and
what I
dad,
mean?
yeah.
So he doesn't care if we win. And then he decides we're all so beneath him that he's not going to give us the answers anymore. So now it's like a question about history or something, and he's like super good about
He's like,
that.
you don't know?
Yeah.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah. He's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the Renaissance. I'm like, well, is it?
Should I write down Renaissance?
And he's like, I don't know.
Because I got my own score sheet over here, and I got a blank on that one.
And then he would start withholding answers because he was just fucking annoyed with us. Like,
Yeah, he's smart. But we are annoying. I think what
That's
we're
true.
going to get out of this is that
we are annoying.
the problem with us is that we both think we're smarter than the other one, and then we don't care about anything except beating each other. We're the worst fucking people to have on the trivia night.
But we did realize, like, here's the thing. Coming to a trivia night near you, the night that the theme, because these are, if you haven't been to one, they're always themed. The night that the themes.
Yeah, we did a Friends one time.
Oh yeah,
We did not do good on that.
No.
And then we thought we would. I'm like, I haven't fucking watched Friends. And then the questions are coming out. I'm like, I don't know.
No, because I thought the
And that was a
questions.
speed one too.
That one you actually got points for how quickly you answered.
Yeah.
But I expected the questions to be like, where did they drink coffee? Central Park. Got it. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's like season 6, episode 4. Rachel comes into a room wearing what shirt? You're just like, what the fuck?
right. And I'm like, well, I know she doesn't have a bra on. Is that an answer?
I know the room was cold.
Yeah. But no, that's not the answer.
I'm like, she has 2 nipples. Is the answer 2 nipples? Because Jennifer Aniston has 2.
No,
nipples.
it was super specific. It was like, what is the name of Joey's youngest sister? And then it's like question, part
It's a trick
A.
question. He doesn't have a sister.
No, he has like 17 sisters. But then it's like part B. Which sister, hooked up with Chandler? Like, or true or false? Sylvia, Joey's youngest sister, like hooked up with Chandler in episode 17 of
It was
season
hard.
8.
We got killed.
Oh, we got
Murdered,
we
dude.
got fucking.
No, I'm more like now when I see the themes, I'm like, fuck that, dude.
Hmm.
Fuck these themes.
I don't mean like overall themes of the trivia though. I mean like rounds. Like when we get to a trivia night, a
Yes.
pub trivia night,
Yeah.
and it's like round 1, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
We're going to kill it.
Round 2, early to mid 90s punk. Round 3, middle school math. Like we're gonna fucking kick ass.
Exactly.
Round 4,
Round 4, tires.
or Anheuser-Busch beers. Like
Yes.
we're gonna fucking kick ass. So we're just waiting for that
yeah.
night.
It's like round 6, geopolitics. Fuck. Here comes those Dungeons and Dragons nerds. They're gonna get us.
Round 6, artists of the Renaissance.
But now they have this rule where you're not allowed to look at phones. I'm just watching him like, I think that fucking nerd over there has got his phone on his lap.
Mm-hmm.
I see he's looking at his phone. They're fucking cheating.
Yeah, no, I look at a whole group of table. I'm like, you know what? They were like totally debating it, and then like that guy went to the fucking bathroom, and then he came back, and now they have the fucking answer.
Yeah.
Fucking cheating.
So yeah, the thing is that is there cheating in pub trivia? Oh hell yeah. Do we do it? No.
No,
We do not cheat.
we don't cheat. We fight.
We fight. We fucking fight for sure. We'll fight over the wrong answer for an hour.
That's what I was gonna say. I love how much energy we expel into the wrong fucking answer.
Palestine.
There was one trivia night that we went to, and it was like the round was like rivers.
Or like Amazon,
Yeah.
Mississippi. We got we got nothing
And
else.
we're fighting over it. And it's the Amazon. No,
We
it's
said
the
Amazon
Mississippi.
every fucking time.
Oh man! And then it was, I don't know, it was some. I can't
Like
even.
it's Euphrates.
I can't even fucking reference the river that it was because to this day I still don't know fucking rivers.
Gus knew it.
Yeah, he did, but he is like withholding the answer. He's like, "Fuck you guys! You guys aren't even worth my time."
He's like, you're not even the right continent, you fucking idiots.
yes.
We weren't. We were not on the right continent.
I'm like, "Is it denial?" He's like, "No." I'm like,
You're in denial.
"You're in denial." Yeah. He's like, "No, this is not Jungle Cruise jokes from Disneyland. You fucking idiots." And then he does. He's just like,
He's like my parents.
He
I
was.
cannot believe I went to college for free. My parents are so
was.
fucking stupid.
That's why I don't want to take him to trivia anymore because he just looks at me and he makes me feel like the dumbest fucking person on the planet because he like, how are you my mother?
How did this happen?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, you know why you can't fit mom jeans? Because you're not worthy of the title mom. You're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, because also in addition to boyfriend jeans, mom jeans, I can fit them. They're just not flattering.
I think they suck. Mom jeans are the worst.
Okay, so here's the thing that sucks about mom jeans is you're in the dressing room and you're like, yeah, I'm a mom.
There you go.
I'm a mom of 2. I'm the most
I
fucking.
mean, MILF is a thing.
Yeah, I'm the fucking like the most mom up in this bitch. You know what I mean? Like I saw everyone
I'm a
else
mom,
that went into the
mom.
dressing rooms, and I'm like, you guys have moms, but you're not moms. You know, like what the fuck? So I put on the mom jeans, and then I come out because I want to get like a better view. Like if you're just in the dressing room, you know, I need to go out to like the big 3-way mirror. So I come out in the mom jeans. I'm like, yeah, I'm rocking these mom jeans. I'm a mom. And then this like 22-year-old who's not a mom comes out in the same fucking pair of jeans as me. And I'm like, oh, is that what they're supposed to look like? Now I hate myself and I have to go back in
Maybe
the
it's
dressing
mom
room.
dreams like it's like ironic.
It is. I think it is. And then I have to cry. And I hear her with her friends and she's just like, oh my God, this will look so cute on TikTok. These mom jeans. And I'm just like, yeah.
Fucking bitch.
I need
She's
to
probably a
I
Denver
need
Broncos fan.
I need more vodka in this fucking Starbucks if I'm gonna fucking deal with
Exactly,
this shit, you know?
On that note, we got to go. We're going to go see Meow Wolf
Oh yeah.
in Denver, and then we're going to go see the Colorado Rockies,
Yeah.
who are apparently a pretty bad team right now. But we don't care. We're going to go check out the stadium.
Also, my
This is
Starbucks
stadium.
cup.
Oh yeah, this is stadium number 18 of the MLB parks we're coming to visit. So let's raise a glass, and you can smoke grass
You can smoke
in
grass.
in Denver, Colorado. Cheers.
Hold on, everybody. It's not last call yet. We have another story on this episode. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I get another round?
If you enjoy hearing Rob Kreider's different humor columns here on the Stories and Cocktails podcast, then I promise you will love his novel, Cadet Blues. Cadet Blues is Rob's hilarious tell-all about desperately trying to survive the shock and awe boot camp-style training at the California Highway Patrol Academy. People from all different walks of life have come to love this book because Cadet Blues is simply a crazy good read. Heartfelt, inspiring, and damn funny. It's available in paperback through Amazon, eBay, or cadetblues.com, where you can get free shipping and a personalized autographed book. Or you can download a digital copy of Cadet Blues from Amazon Kindle, Barnes & Noble Nook, or Apple iBooks. Do yourself a favor and check out the novel, Cadet Blues.
Okay, folks, we have one drink down the gullet, which means we need to get our next one on deck. Time to enjoy the second story. Bartender!
This story is called Love Locked by Rob Kreider. Hey, that's me. When the weather is pleasant, my wife and I spend our Saturdays riding our beach cruisers all around town. The pedaling is good exercise for our hearts. However, our bicycle cruises are a bit hard on our livers as we tend to ride from one local bar to the other. Every ride needs a destination, and our favorite destination on a Saturday, well, let's be honest, and also Tuesdays, is a local tavern. On our bicycle trips, I handle the job of parking the bikes and locking them up. Over the years, we've tried letting my wife park her own bicycle, but inevitably, the bike is facing the wrong way, her basket's crashing into my bike, the bike lock cable isn't long enough for 2 bikes in that particular configuration. I just handle it. The bike lock is a cable with a carbon steel U-lock that uses a self-assigned 4-digit code to open. Since my wife is a math teacher, the code we picked for our bike lock is 9981, which stands for 9 times 9 equals 81. Simple and easy to remember. Yesterday, we were happily cruising from one bar to the other like any other Saturday or Wednesday. As we approached our next destination bar, my wife saw a coworker. She stopped to talk to her friend. I knew that stop meant the 2 ladies would probably chat about math for quite some time. I wasn't good at math at school, and I didn't particularly want to listen to work talk about math. Also, I didn't want to miss happy hour. So I continued on and parked my bike. I locked it, set the dial to 9982, just one number off from 9981, and headed into the bar. I knew eventually my wife would finish her conversation about math, park her bike next to mine by crashing her basket into my bike, lock it in, and then join me at the bar. What I didn't know was that my wife, whom I love, would have some technical difficulties with the bike lock. I didn't know she would unknowingly switch the bike lock into combination setting mode. I didn't know that she would randomly flip all 4 of the different numbers dials to completely unrecognizable numbers. And I didn't know she would then lock our bikes, spin all 4 numbers again, thus setting the stage for us to have no possible way to unlock our bikes from a very heavy metal gate. She unknowingly changed the combination to our bike lock. My wife eventually came into the bar, didn't mention anything about the lock, and we drank many, many beers. After a while, the sun began setting, and we needed to start bicycling home. I went to unlock our bikes and noticed right away the lock wasn't set at the usual 9982. I said, "Wow, you're really worried about bicycle security, changing all 4 numbers." That was when my wife informed me I was having problems with the lock. I couldn't get it to actually lock until I flipped the small switch on the bottom. No. Baby, that switch is only changeable when you have the correct combination plugged into the lock. Then you can change the combination on the lock. If you change the combination, then what was the combination you changed it to? Her reply was, I don't know. I just started moving all the dials around to get the bikes to lock. The lock wouldn't lock. I said, well, honey, it's definitely locked now. The bikes are now locked here forever. You're a math teacher. How long do you think it'll take us to go through 10,000 different bike lock combinations? That was when she informed me the whole thing was my fault. If you had just been patient and waited until I finished talking to my friend, then you would have locked the bikes and this wouldn't have happened. So I asked her, let me get this straight. So it's my fault you changed the combination to our lock and you don't know what the combination is. Obviously, it's your fault. To which I replied, how can you say this is my fault? You know how important happy hour is. Well, folks, the solution to our problem was to go to a hardware store, buy bolt cutters, and destroy our own bicycle cable. Essentially, I had to steal my own bike back. Happy hour was only $4 a pint. Bolt cutters set us back $50. By the way, I'm currently on 1,546 of 10,000 different bike lock combinations to try to get the bike lock to work again.
Okay, patrons, you've been to this bar before. You know it's cocktail hour again. Are we doing shots or what?
Hey, welcome to Stories and Cocktails, coming to you live and on tape. Oh, what do you got? A little spinning the top off of that. Yeah, that sounds like a Bud Light aluminum can to me.
Oh, yeah. That's a Bud Light aluminum can.
You were very graceful as you pulled that.
Like a manatee.
Graceful as a manatee.
Yeah.
Yes.
These aluminum cans, God, I love these.
You do.
I do. I get excited when it's aluminum can time of year. Like they're seasonal.
I didn't know that.
No, you can't get this shit in December.
You can't.
It's seasonal.
Is that because it's cold out and if you stuck your tongue out, it would stick to it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Anheuser-Busch looking out for safety.
Yes.
I mean, they'll give you all the alcohol and then, like, you can drive your car and kill somebody, but we don't want you to stick your tongue to the bottle. That kind of safety.
Yeah. That's... Yeah, you summed it up nicely. You should be on their public relations team.
Maybe I should in my retirement years.
Their media team.
Be like, hey, guys, maybe less with the drinking and driving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bring the Clydesdales. Let's just watch video. We want to see commercials with Clydesdales.
I know.
Everyone loves a Clydesdale.
Exactly.
Best Super Bowl ever. There was like a baby Clydesdale. It was like so adorable.
Best Super Bowl ever was when the dog was with the Clydesdales.
Oh yeah, everyone likes dogs.
Remember the dog? He was like, I want to be a
he was like an
Clydesdale.
Honorary Clydesdale.
Yeah.
That was some good fucking Super Bowl advertising, man.
Yeah. This reminds me, you and we are going to St. Louis in a short couple weeks here, and we need to tour the Anheuser-Busch factory. Is that what it's called?
I think we call it a brewery.
Brewery.
Yeah, call me crazy.
And we could see the Clydesdales. So anyways, the listeners, they don't need to know about this like mental note, but you take note, mental note, touring the brewery or the factory. Some people call it a factory.
Well, my friends who actually are like brewers, they would probably refer to Anheuser-Busch as a factory where they would consider themselves more like brewers, like microbrewers and craft brewers.
That's what I was doing. Now, you didn't say... Or maybe you did and I wasn't listening. But I don't think you're like, hey, here we are coming to you live and in tape from Laughlin, Nevada.
Yeah, I was going to do that, but you started getting real busy with opening your drink because you were thirsty.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, you clipped my intro.
Oh, sorry.
Which is okay, but listen, you're
I gotta look at the board on date.
Listen, hold on a second. As you're trying to look for the board on date, you're trying to pour that beer into the mixing board.
Oh, my bad. I knew what I was doing.
I'm not sure you did. I helped. You were literally going to just fucking turn it upside down and pour the shit down.
Okay.
I love it. So obviously you had a few of those tonight.
A little bit. A little bit. Well, you know what?
I had some naked margaritas.
What else is there to do in Laughlin, Nevada?
We could lose $370.
We could lose $370. Okay. So we rolled into Laughlin. I gotta just tell this real quick.
Let's do it.
So we rolled into our first time in Laughlin was probably what? I don't know, 7-8 years ago?
Sure.
Okay. So my parents come here all the time because they're
degenerate gamblers.
But they don't want to gamble in like Las Vegas. They gamble in the likes of Laughlin.
Right.
And it's a fucking family secret. We all speculate on what they spend pushing buttons, as my brother says. They like to push those buttons in those machines. So we all speculate on what they spend. And we have no fucking idea. But what we do know is they get free rooms like all the time. And they stacked their free rooms together. So she'll go, well, you know, the Aquarius in Laughlin, they gave me 3 rooms. And then they gave your dad 3 rooms. And then the Tropicana in Laughlin gave us another 2 rooms, like each of us. So we're going to go stay 10 days in Laughlin for free. And I was just like, okay. But so prior to us coming here, I was like, what is this magical place where they just let my parents stay for free for 10 fucking days?
Exactly.
So then we came here 7 or 8 years ago on my parents' advice. And
We were here about 2 hours. And we're like, we've seen it all.
yeah. And we really had. We weren't, it's not like the sarcastic kind of like, oh, we've seen it all. Let's get the fuck out of here. We were really like, we saw all the casinos. We got our little souvenir dollar
We
chip
walked
from
the
every
river.
casino. We walked the river. We took the river ferry boat. Like, what else is there to do? We can sit next to this 72-year-old at the slot machine and breathe in her cigarette smoke.
Yeah. Well, I like it when she lights one cigarette with the other cigarette to make sure she doesn't
Oh, yeah,
breathe
yeah.
at all. She just gets a drag after drag, just chain smoking and playing video poker. It's a rough crowd here.
It's a rough crowd.
Yeah. So what happened today was
Well, but
we thought we're gonna fuck this place
but
up.
okay, but so back to that trip,
Yeah.
we were like, we'll never stay here again. Let's get the fuck out of here. We actually left. We still had another night here, and we were just
We left the hotel room empty, but we
Yeah.
paid for.
We
That's how
paid
much we
for.
hate the place.
yeah. We weren't even like, hey, let's just like leave early and see if we can get our money back. We were like, fuck it, they can have the $39 for the room.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I'll pay an additional $39 just to get out of this godforsaken.
I'll pay you a whole
Town.
room for
Yeah.
the night just to get the fuck out of here.
And I don't know why we're back. I guess we forgot.
Well, one reason we're back is even though we were disenfranchised with this particular location because it was just kind of an ashtray next to a river, you did hit it for like $4,000
I did.
on a side bet on a blackjack,
I did.
which was
yeah.
awesome. And for the record, I was shoutcasting that game and I called it. I was like, if the dealer has a jack, you're going to win. Blah! And then they turned it over. I was like, ah! And the dealer's like, you were right. I'm like, fuck yeah, I was right. I went and bought beers and drinks for the whole table because they shut the table down
Yeah.
for like an hour and a half.
No, what's cool
While
is
they use the video and they check all the shit. They check everybody's cards. It's crazy.
what's cool is like you win $4,000. But what's not cool is the entire table is iced for about 90 minutes. And it's in the middle of a hand.
Yeah. Some dude literally has his last $10 on the table. Like, nobody touched the table.
Yeah.
We're watching the video. We're verifying
And
this.
he's like, but I got a 21. Like, can you just give me my $15? Like, table pays
No.
3 to 2. Give me my 15. No, you will not get your $15 until this woman gets her $4,000, and we have to verify her age. We have to get a W-2 from her or a 1090 or whatever you call
we
it.
had to do some paperwork.
Her license. Then they bring my $4,000 out in like this like plexiglass
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
safe.
Pounded out.
It was pretty cool. I mean, I thought I was gonna get like a big check. I didn't. I got like a plexiglass safe full of chips, $4,000 in chips. I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna just carry this over to the cashier. Like, maybe
10 feet.
yeah, maybe you could just give me the big check and I can take it over
Or just tell me, go to the cashier. We're going to give you a
to
bunch
B
of
of
money.
A, or go to the cashier and just pay this guy his fucking $15
Yeah.
on his $10 blackjack, whatever. So 90 minutes, everyone else at the table is just iced. They're staring at you.
So I went to the bar. I bought everybody probably 2 or 3 rounds of drinks on our tab because I felt bad that we made them wait around. It was super exciting and fun, and it was neat.
And then I think once I got my plexiglass full of chips, then I tipped everybody, but I don't think you call it like a tip when they're your players.
Well, yeah, you tipped out the whole table, and we tipped the dealer a ton.
I tipped the dealer, and then I think I told everyone else like, okay, your next $100 or something, you're playing on me, and I left chips there.
Yeah, we were
or
pretty
whatever.
gracious about it. It was super fun. So we left Laughlin with a very good taste in our mouth because we took them down.
Mm-hmm.
So this trip we went to go see
we also
Arizona Diamondbacks.
We
and we're
said we'd
driving to
never come
Vegas.
back here.
Right, but we did decide to come back today.
Then in between when we said we would never go back here and when my parents were like, that's the greatest place ever, my parents came back here because they were like, this is the greatest place ever. Their last trip, they came home and even they said, they were like, boy, Laughlin's looking a little rough. I'm like, really? No, you fucking idiots. Laughlin has looked rough for the last 15 fucking years. It's not looking a little rough now. They're like, I think the pandemic kind of hit it hard. No, life hit Laughlin so fucking hard. But
Yeah, I would say this place looks no different to me.
when they came home and they said, I think we're done going to Laughlin. Like it's just until and they they are like until Laughlin gets its shit together, we're not going back.
It's
there.
no Reno.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know what that means. But I was like, this is a cautionary tale. This, if even they are like, don't go to Laughlin
With a
so
free room.
So then what do we fucking do? We come to Laughlin again.
But we came in like we thought we were the business, right? We're like,
exactly.
last time I was here, we took them for 4Gs.
Yes.
You know, we're gonna go to Vegas this weekend. We're gonna spend a bunch of money, but we're like, dude, we'll play these little dumpy casinos. They'd be lucky to have business for a couple of heavy hitters like us.
You walked into this casino, and I love you for this. I knew it was bullshit, but I still loved you for it. You walked into this casino. We parked the car. We walk in. We got like our rolling suitcases and stuff. You hadn't even taken your sunglasses because we're at the age now where our sunglasses are prescription. So you walk into a dark building like a casino. You got to take your prescription glasses off. You're in the dark, dude. You got your fucking sunglasses on. You haven't done the change up yet. We're barely 10 feet into the building. And you stop your rolling suitcase and you look at me and you're like, you're the hottest chick in here. And I appreciated it. And I was like, oh, how long did you have that like loaded up? How long was that in the barrel? Thank you. I appreciate that. But you couldn't even fucking see yet.
No, baby. I walked in. I took a quick scan, right?
Yeah.
And I saw an 85-year-old woman with an oxygen tank playing a game.
Yeah.
And I saw a 400-pound woman with
your sunglasses on, you could
riding
see them.
riding like a cart, you know,
see them
leaning it
in the dark,
charging her cart into the fucking slot machine while she pulls the fucking lever.
Shit! Does a slot machine have like cart charging?
And then I'm like, woo, it's a rough crowd in here. You know, this is not exactly Vegas style. And so as my beautiful bride came in behind me, I looked at her, I said, baby, you're the hottest girl in this casino. There's no doubt about that.
So that's
it wasn't something I had like saved up in my pocket. Like, it was just exactly what I thought. I walked in, I'm like, there's a lot of really ugly people in here. My wife is gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And then I said, we're going to take this fucker down.
Well, yeah.
So we take him down.
We rolled in. Like, they should be fucking thankful that we got here. You know what I mean? We just came in, we're like,
I'm like, first of all, I'm going to self-park my car. It's a shitty Honda rental car. Look out.
But I was also like, hey, we're both under 50. 2 under 50s rolling in. Everybody stop. Like, the slot machines stop. Take a look at us. We're under 50. We're coming in.
We're also the only 2 people in here that are under 200 pounds, I think.
Under 50, under 200.
Yeah.
Here we come.
Like the under 1,000.
Everyone look at us. And then we were just like, yeah, we're going to fucking take this place.
And we had this place up.
We had a conversation. We're like, hey, let's not take our cash to fucking Vegas. Vegas, fuck them.
$25 tables, fuck that
exactly.
bullshit.
$25.
They're changing blackjack from 2 to 3 to 5 to 6. Fuck this shit.
Fuck that.
Let's play Laughlin.
Let's
hit them.
Let's get it where it's like authentic, like there's like a shoe,
not old school vibe,
automatic fucking shuffler that they do now. This old school vibe. They'll be thankful for business from us. So our heads were so goddamn big. They could barely get through this super old door that needs to be painted because this place is a shithole because our heads were so big. And then we roll down to the casino and we lay out $300 on that blackjack table and we lost $300.
That money's gone.
That money is gone.
You know, I would like to know where that money's going to go because they're certainly not putting it into the fucking decor around here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God, no.
And they're not paying the goddamn cocktail waitresses very good either.
No.
So I'm like, look, you're going to... We waited a long time for you to get a free Bud Light.
Oh,
you were out of money.
No, and
you were basically sitting at the table like, look, I'm already out of money, but I ordered a drink, so can I just sit here when that drink comes?
I'd
like that free drink.
I was like a fucking asshole down there. I was like, hey, I'm like yelling. Can I get $100 Bud Light? What do you think? What's $100 get me? Does it get me a fucking Bud Light?
I did hear you do that. I was like, oh. But I also had never really seen you lose 9 hands in a row before. And you didn't win a single hand. You had one push, and then you lost every hand in a row.
Yeah. Well,
and it turns out you weren't very chill about it.
Some people think that I was yelling like an asshole, like a Karen, like, can I get a fucking Bud Light? But it could be argued that I was yelling because every single employee down there was 75 or older. So I just wanted them to hear me. I wanted them to hear me. And
not only are they 75, they were 75 and smoked their whole lives.
Yeah, and I mean, our dealer did have hearing aids on, and he complained about how the live band music, affected his hearing aids.
And the player next to him said, Why don't you turn your hearing aids down if you don't like the music? I was like, geez, lady.
Well, we were all pretty pissed because we were just fucking losing our goddamn shirts down there.
Yeah, for the record, it wasn't just us. The whole
the
table just
whole
got
table lost.
destroyed, dude.
A whole table. And no drink service. And so then I start screaming and yelling, can I get $100 fucking Bud Light in here? And about, 27 minutes later, the oldest living cocktail waitress comes by and she's like, I heard this table wants service. I'm like, oh, did you? Did you? Yes, we fucking do. We're thirsty. So then I was like, I would like a Bud Light. And then the rest of the table, I don't know if you noticed, but the woman next to me, she's like, I'll have a coffee?
No. She's like, I'll have a decaf coffee, single cream. Then I'd like a room temperature water. And I was like, what in the fuck?
But then the other woman was like, I'll have a water. I'll have a water. And I'm like, oh, so we're not even fucking partying. We're just drinking decaf coffee and waters while we lose our fucking money?
Well, they were geared up to play all night. They were there. That was their job. The one lady next to you was a professional gambler.
Yeah.
All she does is gamble. And so she's like, I need that decaf coffee. And the lady looks at me. She goes, what'd you want? I'm like, nothing for me. I don't really want spit in my drink, so I'm just going to be fine. I'm fine.
So I have something, I have an admission to tell you. I have something interesting to tell you and then an admission to tell you. They go hand in hand.
All right.
So I finally get my Bud Light, right? Well, and I'm out of money. And fucking Chuck, the dealer, fucking asshole, he sees I have got no fucking chips on the table. I've got no money on the table. And he's like, do you want me to deal you a hand or what? I'm like, no, Chuck, you dealt me.
Chuck, you have all our money.
27 fucking losing hands. I don't have any more money. I just want my Bud Light. I got a Bud Light coming. He's like, oh, you have a drink coming. I'm like, yes, Chuck. I finally have a fucking drink coming. I'm just going to sit here. No one else wants this seat. So anyways, I'm sitting there waiting for my Bud Light. I finally get it. At this point, I got to pee really, 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 really badly. So I leave you and I go to the bathroom. Now, here's the interesting thing. This place is a shithole, dude. It needs paint. It needs carpeting. Like, no one has paid attention to this place since 1990 when it opened. You know what I mean? Like, this is the original carpet. This is the original paint job. Like, it's terrible. But for whatever reason, the casino floor women's bathroom has been completely redone. It's the nicest thing in the whole casino. Did you go to the bathroom?
I did.
Was the men's bathroom redone?
It was nice.
Like granite countertops.
Yeah.
Shiny.
I didn't really spend a lot of time there. I mean, I guess it was pleasant. I mean, men's restrooms are disgusting, so I wasn't like,
no.
Well, look how nice this is. I was just like, I gotta pee.
This was like marble floors, granite countertops, like just these like crystalline mirrors. It was beautiful. So that's the interesting part. Like, oh.
Where's the admission?
We're doing a little remodeling in the bathroom. Now, the admission is when they remodeled this bathroom, you know how Vegas has like the cup holders in the bathroom?
Yeah, I love that.
I love that too. So you're a woman, you go, there's a hook for your purse, there's a cup holder for your beer. You sit down, you know, you text your friends, you Facebook a little bit, you pee, you just take a break. You're like, fuck, I've lost so much fucking money. And then you regroup, you know what I mean? And then you go, right? You wash your hands and you go. So I'm looking, I hang my purse up and I'm looking around like, where do I put my beer? And I worked so fucking hard for this beer. You know how hard I worked for this beer.
Yeah, you had to use your Karen voice.
I put it on the bathroom floor. I just sat it on the bath. It was a full Bud Light. I'd only taken like one sip out of it. And I just...
Public restroom floor.
I just put it right on the bathroom floor. I just balanced it there. And then I peed. And it was just sitting there on the bathroom floor. And I was like, dude, Rob will never kiss me again if he knew.
Or touch your hands again.
This Bud Light was just sitting on the floor.
Of a public restroom in a Laughlin casino.
Yeah. So then I peed. And then I got my purse. I picked up my floor beer.
Floor Bud Light.
Yeah. I washed my hands. I put my floor beer on the nice granite countertop.
Ooh, you
so
let
I
your
could
beer
wash
touch
my
the
hands.
countertop too?
Oh, yeah. No, I had to put it down so I could wash my hands.
Don't you understand how germs work? They just crawl up the fucking bottle right into the liquid so you can go into your body.
Yeah, no, that's why this is an admission.
So disgusting.
It wasn't. You keep looking at this beer. Like, this is the dirty beer. It wasn't this beer. This is a new beer.
I'm looking at your hand to touch the dirty beer.
Oh, yeah. And then the dirty hand from the dirty beer is touching the new clean beer. Yeah.
And you probably came in like, put your hand on my face like, hi, honey, you winning now?
I did.
I'm like, no, my luck has not changed since you left. I've lost even more money to this motherfucker.
So that was my admission.
Right.
But I'm not going to put, at this point, that
it was
beer.
$100 Bud Light.
Well, but now we're inching more to, it was like about $140 Bud Light. I'm not
Sure.
going to just like waste $140 Bud Light. You know what I mean? Like, and I
Yeah.
had to pee. Like I was
What can a girl do?
I was in a no-win situation.
No win.
There was only one scenario. I had to put the Bud Light on the ground.
Let's talk about another scenario where you didn't really admit your shortcomings. You just defended yourself to the end. This story is called Love Locked, published April 2nd, 2019, in the Santa Maria Sun. A story about a little bike and brew action on our part where we would lock our bikes up, and then you decided to do some what I call girl brain shit and change the lock combination and then forever lock our bikes to a gate.
Yeah.
Then when I came out and said, "What'd you do?" you said, "It's your fault," which was insane.
I got nothing to say about this story.
Nothing.
It was all said in the story. Like, what happened. You know what I mean? Like, I saw a friend from work and I wanted to talk with them, and you got impatient because you were like, I don't want to know your friends from work. I don't want to know things about you. I don't want to be pleasant. I'm going to just go park this bike over here and go inside this bar. And did you? Exactly how the story said. That's exactly what happened.
Maybe I was thirsty and there
And I
was
was
tequila waiting for me in that bar.
I was like, fine. I'll just make excuses for you. Like, sorry, my husband's not rude. He's just really thirsty, I guess. Like, sorry. You know, like I mean, in any other situation, he would want to meet you. He would want to stand here and have small talk with you. This is so embarrassing. It's not you. It's him. It's me. I'm so sorry. So I was flustered.
He's on the spectrum.
I was flustered. Yeah, I was. So I have to go now, and I got to go take my bike and try to attach it to yours. And I was flustered, and I didn't have any experience with the lock because you were like, the lock is mine.
Well, I'm director of transportation.
I'm the lock master, so you never really like showed me how the lock works. You know what I mean? You were just like, look, you're fucking smart. You're a big girl. You have a job. You have friends apparently that you see from your job. You want to talk to them? You want to talk to them instead of going inside and having this drink? You fucking figure the lock out. So I figured it out. Ish. Wrong. It was an innocent mistake.
What's not in the story is the hero of the story, which is your brother, because we were fucked and we had no transportation because the bikes were locked forever. So we called your brother. He rolled up in his truck, drove me to Lowe's so I could buy a $50 cutter, and then drove us back to the bikes where I then stole my own bike back.
Okay, but what's so hilarious about that is we weren't familiar with that area of town at that time.
No, we
right?
were not.
We were like so far from home, right? That was like when we first discovered the bike trail. We're like, oh shit, there's a bike trail like so far from our house. Like if we ride 4 miles, we can get on the bike trail and we can do all the cool shit. What do we know now though? What's in the freaking Poppy's parking lot?
And Ace Hardware.
And Ace Hardware.
Probably sells bolt cutters.
Yeah. So yes, my brother was awesome that he showed up and he was like the hero and he had the truck and blah, 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 blah. I'm not undermining his role in this story, but I'm just saying, how fucking stupid are we? We were literally standing in front of an Ace Hardware. Like, oh
I
shit.
could just walk over there.
What
buy
should we
bolt cutters
do?
and a new bike lock.
Yeah.
And yeah. So your brother saved the day. I own a pair of bolt cutters. Anybody needs them for whatever reasons, if you want to go break into some shit. It does suck that we have to use bike locks, but the reality is that we've had multiple bikes stolen by homeless motherfuckers. And so we lock our bikes up every time.
What's crazy about that though is like prior to that, right? Like I am extremely naive. You know what I mean? So we lock our bikes up and I'm just like, what do I think is going to happen? Do we think like somebody is going to come with like bolt cutter? Like, you know how big bolt cutters are? Like someone's just going to stand out here in front of this restaurant, in front of this bar with bolt cutters, and they're going to just cut my lock and ride off with my bike, and people aren't going to question that behavior. Like, that's outrageous. Certainly the public would see it and they would be like, hey,
dude,
guy,
what are you doing?
What are you doing with those bolt cutters? So this is the world that I lived in. That someone would question a person who was so obviously cutting a bike lock and riding away on a bike. And then here you come with bolt cutters. And they're huge. They're huge. And you're just like, you've got these huge bolt cutters. Like all of your arms are out trying to like, you know, cut this lock. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the police to show up. Like, sir, what are you doing? Why are you locking that
Gun
bike?
to the temple.
Exactly, right? So I'm like, okay, how are we going to prove these are our bikes? How are we going to prove we're stealing our own bikes? Like, there's definitely going to be like a situation. The news is probably going to show up. Like, this is going to be so embarrassing. I'm going to be like, oh, I accidentally changed the combination of our own lock, but these are our bikes. Like, I don't know. Do we have like a receipt for these bikes? Like, this is the world that I exist in. No one fucking said a goddamn thing. You just cut the lock with bolt cutters. We laughed. We looked like fucking thieves. I was like, oh, look at this. This one's cute. This is like a cute girl bike. I'll take this one.
Yeah. This one fits me.
Yeah, this one fits me. Oh, wait, can you adjust the seat a little bit so I could take this from the rightful owner? And you were just like, oh, this is cool. This is like this boy bike. And we were just fucking drunk. And it was St. Patrick's Day, so the bikes were decorated with stupid fucking St. Patrick's Day shit.
I don't remember that.
I had fucking shamrocks in my hair. Like, it was ridiculous.
I did not know this happened on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah, it was St. Patrick's Day.
No shit.
Yeah. And so we had like green streamers hanging from the
Seems like
bikes.
a valid excuse for doing something really stupid.
Oh, yeah. And we're wearing shirts that are,
Well,
like,
no wonder I didn't want to stand in the parking lot and talk to your fucking dumbass workmates. I'm like, dude, there's green beer in this bar. I got to go get it. It's St. Patrick's Day, for fuck's sake. It's not standing around the parking lot talking about math day.
oh, that's fair.
Drinking day.
That's fair.
Oh, thank God. You're making me sound like a bad husband.
Well, a little bit. I mean, only one of us is Irish.
Who fixed the fucking bike situation?
My brother.
I guess that's true.
So we learned our lesson. Who locks up the bikes?
Well, you're not allowed to do that anymore.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We learned our lesson.
Yep.
You lock up the bikes.
Yep. I don't even let you park it. You're like, I'm like, just walk away. Just walk away from the bike. I got it.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? It took me a year. It took me a year to be like, because where I would kind of stand around. Like, no, do you want me to, if I watch you, oh, I think I saw you park it like this last time. I can do that. Like, so I was really like trying to learn the process for like a year.
Please don't help.
I know. Now I barely even put the kickstand down. I just get off my bike. It's like a rolling stop, like a California stop. I throw that leg over. I just let the bike like roll and just fall wherever it falls. I'm like, hey.
Lock it up, bitch.
Yeah, get my fucking bike. Lock it up. I'll be inside.
Hey, lock boy. Park my bike.
And you're like, hey, can you order me a ranch water? I'm like, you get your own fucking ranch water when you're done locking up the bikes. The tab under Sarah. Christ. What do I look like?
Well, I'm a lucky guy. Well, so that St. Patrick's Day, we had a pretty good bar tab plus the $50 for the lock cutter. So, little expensive day for us.
Little expensive day.
Little bit expensive day. So, all right. Well, that story was called Love Locked, and let's raise the glass, man. And till the next time.
Cheers to
Love Locked and
Laughlin.
And that was Last Call. You did it. You survived an episode of Stories and Cocktails. But did Rob or Sarah's liver survive the show? I don't know. Tune into the next episode to find out, to enjoy some more stories and some more cocktails. By the way, if you want to support the debauchery of the show, then buy the host their next round by Venmoing a couple of gold doubloons at Stories and Cocktails. Back in the day, a gold doubloon was only $4 Spanish. Who knew? Well, folks, I'll be right here behind the bar, cleaning the glassware and awaiting your return to the Stories and Cocktails podcast. Cheerio, friends.